Good morning. Today is Monday, November 3rd. I can't believe that we are almost done with the year here. So, again, government shutdown. We are not going to have any economic data right now. So, there is nobody speaking here. And we see, let's see, I don't see anybody speaking here. We can look further on in the days. Nothing. I don't see anybody speaking here right now. So I think the only thing that's really going to be moving the market this week, we have some earnings happening. We have Palantir later on after the close today. That should move the market a little bit. Tomorrow after the close, you have AMD, you have SMCI. That should give a little movement there. On Wednesday, let's see, Robinhood, McDonald's for the Dow. So we have in here, you have Snap. I thought I saw Spotify in here somewhere. On Thursday, nothing in there. DraftKings, Airbnb, that could move the Dow a little bit. And then Friday, I don't see anything there on Friday. Let's get into some fundamental stuff here. So on Friday, Musk was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he hinted to him having his next demo that's going to come out about potentially having a flying car. And he said that what he said here? He hinted that the demo could be in the next couple of months, and he said that the technology is crazy and that it would be better than any of the fictional James Bond cars all combined. So he also told Rogan that he can come by and he can get a preview of it before he releases it. So that's definitely going to make people interested with what's going to be happening for Tesla coming in the months ahead here. So let's get into the broader markets. We start with the ES as usual. We still have this gap down here that still needs to be filled. Tried to fill it on Friday. Didn't quite get down there. Got down to 68.43.50 level. There's still some room to go to get down. I would love to see it get down to the previous all-time highs at 68.12.25. A good level. The first level for it to come down to would be 68.27.11. So that would be some good pullback levels. You can see right now it's holding Friday's, actually October 27th low is 68.77 right now in pre-market. So it's doing a little consolidating right now, but we are, as you can see right now, we are starting to stair step lower a little bit right now. So you could still see some pullback. I would like to see some pullback before we push higher. If we do push higher and we hold above October 27th high, which was 69.12, we could push into the 69.52 level, which it could get heavy there. But if we do rally and we push higher into the 69.65.48 level, we could then run into the 7,000 level, and that's where I would see it to get really heavy right there. The ideal pullback, which I would like, would be into the 68.12. You could see that it was previous highs here. We rejected over here back October 7th. We rejected it again back in October 10th. We tried to push up into these levels again in October 21st. And then we finally broke through those levels October 24th. And we've been trading above those levels ever since. So right now, the bias on that is for anything to pull back. You know, you want to get long on the pullbacks right now, as long as we hold this all-time high at 68.12. Let's get into the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, very similar. The NASDAQ's been holding up pretty strong, though. There hasn't been a lot of pullbacks on the NASDAQ. We also have this gap down here That still needs to fill. Down here, I would say major pullback would be 25,510.80. The first pullback level to have some support would be 25,796.50. Maybe before that, though, this regressional channel line that I have here, 25,883.14, for it to pull back. But you can see it's starting to steer a step higher right now. On the upside right now, if we could regain October 28th high, 26,231.50, we could push into this 26,346.05 level. It could get a little heavy right there. It's a pre-market high from Friday, and then I would see it maybe getting a little heavy at that level right there. If we do push higher and we get above this 26,349 level, called 350 level, we could push into this 26,422 level, approaching those all-time highs. I really would like a nice pullback, though, before we get those highs. You want to have some healthy pullback to get there, and you want to get this gap filled at some point. So that is it for the broader markets. Let's get into Tesla. So Tesla, let's look at Tesla in a longer range here. 3 months. So let's look at the weeklies. This is a weekly chart of Tesla right now. You have if you take a look at it holistically. Hey, good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Demetrius. How are you, pal? Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the chat there. I just looked at it just now. So anyway, so if you take a look at Tesla holistically now, when I start my pre-market analysis, I start on Sunday, and I go further out, and then I work my way down. So I'm looking right now at a weekly chart, and this weekly chart is 3 years. Let's look at it at 10 years. Okay, so this is a 10-year chart of Tesla, and this is a weekly chart. So you can see right now, if you're looking at this chart with Tesla, without looking at intraday right now, I mean, this is bullish. Okay, so what I'm looking at right now, when I look at it, I don't have to spend too much time looking at this chart. I'm looking at this chart right now. My bias coming into this week right now is I am looking for pullback longs. My bias on this is it's trending up. You could see clearly, up, pullback, and this is a regressional trend line that I drew right now. So we're right in the mid range of this trend line right now. So my bias is, once I get to the intraday trading, I am looking for levels for Tesla to pull back to and then take a long. So now I go to the weekly, and then from the weekly, I'll drop down to the daily. And so now you could see there's some levels that you'll start honing in on different levels. So now what I have on these levels here, and I'll have these levels up here. This is January of this year, high 439. We're well above that right now. This is September, and this is a monthly high. So this is September, high 450.98. So this is my first ideal level if we pull back to today. If we pull back to 450.98, I'd like that level for a long, okay? Now the same thing on the upside where you could get some resistance. This is October's high. So the month that we just closed out was 470.75. So there's a couple ways that you could play that. One, you can think, okay, well, Tesla, this could be a double top forming, which it actually there's one top right here. Here's the second top right here. If it comes back up to this level right here, it could be a triple top, okay? But this is one of the tops. You could say that this is one of the tops over here. This is a double top. This is a triple top right here, and then we could pop through it. So another strategy could be, if we pop above this 470.75 and hold, that could be another long entry right there. Okay, so you could play this a bunch of different ways, but based on what Tesla is doing right now, my bias is I'm hoping for when the market opens or at some point during this week, we have a good pullback and then I can take it long again. Okay, that's the initial bias. So now I'll go down from the day, then I'll go down here to the 4 hours. So now the 4 hours, now it starts to get, you can see a little more consolidation here. We're in this consolidation zone. It's a big one. It's a big consolidation zone, you know, from 414 level. I would say, yeah, 414. And we definitely broke above it, which was that 450 level. And so that's the level that I'm looking at today. I would love for Tesla to continue to pull back to this 450 level. And then I would see how it responds to that 450 level to take a long. Okay. So now from the 4 hour, I'll drop down to the 1 hour. And this is exactly what I do every Sunday to take a look at what I'm looking at for the week. And then every day, I won't necessarily go that far out at the beginning of the day. I'll typically, from the day, I'll start out at probably the 4 hour and then work my way down. So now from the 4 hour, I'll drop myself down. I'll go down to the hour. And let's see here. Here's the 30. Here's the 30 right now. So I'll go to the 30. So here's the 30, and now it starts to get a little tricky as you come down. That's why you have these levels over here. So now what you start to do is now you're going to start to hone in on where you're going to want to take your trade. So my ideal sweet spot has always been the 15-minute chart. I look at the 15-minute chart, and I look at my levels on where I want to be on my levels for my 15-minute chart. So now I go to my other levels on where I have drawn. So now here on this 15-minute chart that I have drawn here, let's spread it out here. We'll go 180. So you can see this level here I have as a red line. And that red means it's resistance. So that tells me if I'm in a trade, I'm going to be careful. If I'm long on this trade right here, I'm going to be careful. Okay, well, I better be getting ready to get out of my trade. Okay, or if I'm getting ready to get into a trade, this is a good short to take it down. Okay, so now what happens is we broke above this trade. We broke above this level right here, okay? And then we lost it. So that's why I left it red. But now on Friday, look what happened on Friday. Friday afternoon, we came here, there was a little resistance, and then boom. This candle right here, this told me that this level, this 452.65 that I've been speaking about for a long time, this is a main level. So now what I do is, now that we are above this, I will now take this red resistance line, and I now turn it into a support line. So now when I know, when the market's opening up right now, this is a level that I am looking at for support. So I am looking at, so this level is, it's FMOC was speaking, okay, right here. He spoke, market came down to this level, bounced right off it, and came right above it. We lost the level on Thursday. I believe it was Thursday, and then we regained it on Friday. So to me, this is a big level. I love this level right here. And so one of the biases that you can do is when the market pulls back and then you drop down to a smaller time frame. Let's go down to a 1 minute. You know, some people trade on a 1 minute. You could see how the market reacts when it gets down there to the 1 minute. If it comes down there and you start seeing a reaction, something along this where it wicks, you could take a long at this level, 452, or you can wait for, further pullback and see how it responds. Take a long at this level right here and put your stop right here. And then you know you're wrong. However, and then the missing part of that is, so let's say I take my long here. Well, I want to know what my return on that investment is going to be, right? So if I take a long right here, I could want to take it up $4, or I could even go up here, and try to take it up $8. So if I put get a long in here at 452, and I put my stop in here $2 less, but I'm going for $8, my return is it's a 4 to 1 pretty much, right? So I'm gonna get a return on that, a 4 to 1 ratio. And if I do that trade, I don't have to have an 80% win rate on that. I have to have pretty much like a 40 or 50% win rate on that in order to make profitable money. Okay. So that being said, now when I have my levels, so now what I'll do, I'll get rid of the 15 there. So now what I typically do, Well, before I do that, I want to go to my POC levels. So the POC levels, these are point of control levels right here. So the market always seems to come back and hit these point of control levels. So this right here, you could see, boom, right here at this 459 level, we lost it, we came back up, we hit it, and it comes back and it reacts off of these levels all the time. So right now, what I'm thinking here, these levels right now, the POC levels, once they get hit, they're gone. They're done. So that's why I don't leave them marked. We do have open POC levels down here at 494, or excuse me, 394.28, which is a little concerning because I'll show you how those levels are still open. Let's go back here, 90 days, that should be enough. So you can see these point of control levels, they're still open. And what I mean by open is the market opened above them and never came down and hit those levels. So you can see right here, never came down and hit those. So I leave those open until they stay hit. We had open POC levels from January earlier this year that came back and got hit. So these levels at some point, they could get hit. So I leave those marked up on my charts until they get hit. So now what I'll do, and now I go and apply this to my 5-minute opening range trade, which is a very basic trade that I tried teaching. And so today, for the strike prices today, because it's Monday and we have we have 4 days until these trades expire, I'm going to have a wide range on my strike prices. So today, I'm going to have the 475 calls, which is $20 strike price away from the 455 where it's trading right now. And I'm going to actually have, I may put a 445. I'm going to put 445 puts. So now what I'm doing, I'm trading the premium price. I'm not trading the actual equity price. The equity price, when it moves, it impacts the premium price here. So right here, you can see on Friday, it closed, Tesla closed at 456.56. And this strike price for 475 closed at $7.65. So if I buy a one lot and Tesla moves up, as Tesla moves up, this premium price is going to move up. So if I buy a one lot, this one lot will cost me $765. So I'm risking $765 on this trade. If it goes to zero, I lose $765. In all the years that I've been trading, and I've been trading for 30-something plus years, I've never let an option price go down to zero, ever, never. And you have control. There are freak things that do happen in the market, that some kind of freak news that comes out that will impact the premium price and knock the premium price down $2 or $3 in like 2 seconds. But nonetheless, I will never let it go down to zero. So you have, just because you're risking $765 doesn't mean you're going to lose $765. Okay. So now let's go into the 5-minute opening range trade. Let's look at Friday's trade. Okay. So Friday's trade was beautiful. Again, there's some beautiful trades that start to set up on this trade. Okay. So right here, you could see on my script, this trade here, this automatically plots when the first 5-minute opens up. This first candle right here is the 5-minute opening range trade. So right here is the low, this is the high, and this plots it for me right here. And so the trade is very simple, okay? When you break the range of the trade, you can take the trade. So here's the first 5 minutes, okay? So when this second candle starts, it's 6 minutes to this candle right here represents 6 minutes to 10 minutes of the second trading hour. So you can take the trade once it breaks, or you can wait for a solid candle to break, of which is a better time to take a trade. Okay. So the range of this trade on Friday was 446.37 for the low and 449.75 for a high. So call it a $3 range. Okay. So when it finally did break, you had a break here, and the high of it was 449.75. So if you took this trade, you could have technically, if you hung onto the trade all day, you could have gotten, so 449.75 and 457. So you could have gotten $8 out of that trade. Okay. And that's pretty significant. And why is that significant? Because what happens is this premium price, if it moved $8, this $7.65, if the delta, and I'm not going to get into deltas right now, but typically you can figure that this premium price is going to move 50 cents for every dollar that this equity price is going to move. So if this moved $8, this premium price would have moved $4. So if you bought a one lot here, you would have made $400. So you would have made 50% on your investment on this trade. And it's very basic information that I'm giving you on this. There's more information to give you on that. It's very difficult for me to give you all the information that I have in a very short video, but that's the basics. So going into today, just reviewing what I'm looking for. I am looking for pullback longs on Tesla. Ideally, let's see here. Ideally, I like this 452 level. Even further, if we do lose these levels right here, this may be a good level at 448 pullback. So my bias right now, I'm looking for that pullback long, and then to pop higher on Tesla. And then we could take a look at the broader markets right now, see what the broader markets are doing. And broader markets right now. Broader markets are kind of consolidating a little bit, not making a move one way or the other. So it should be a little interesting. It's tough to have some good movement when we don't have any economic data that's being posted right now. But anyways, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please like this video and join the Discord. You can click on the more button down below in the descriptions, and you can join a Discord as we're trying to build our community for traders. I will be in the trading room in the Discord channel at 8:15 Central Time to 10 o'clock Central Time, and going over live trading with this 5-minute opening range trade. So please join me there. If I don't see you there, I will see you tomorrow. Everybody have a great trading day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.